Joining us as he does each month here on WHKY News is District Attorney Scott Riley, 36th Prosecutorial District, which is Catawba, Burke, and Caldwell counties. Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
I guess in some ways, although folks in Catawba County were certainly impacted by Hurricane Helene, to the west of us it was much worse. But really, as far as the 36th Prosecutorial District, there have been some changes as a result of the storm. Tell us about what's been going on in the court system.
Right, thank you. Of course, we are a three-county district, Burke, Caldwell, and Catawba County, and all three counties were affected. Burke probably the worst. They're still going through debris removal. But actually, as before the hurricane even started, it just happened to be at the elected district attorneys conference in Flat Rock, which is just south of Asheville, and we had to leave early because of we had 6 inches of rain, and this was even before the hurricane hit Florida. Right. So then when we got back to Hickory, I really wasn't aware of what devastation had occurred until probably Sunday. At that time, I was just feeling bad because we didn't have any TV coverage at that point. I couldn't watch the Alabama-Georgia game.
Right.
And I felt so guilty when I saw the absolute devastation on Sunday. Of what had happened, so many people without power, without water. So many people further west had been killed. But in any event, we met on Sunday with Judge Poovey and Judge Elliott and made the decision to cancel court for the week. We had no internet, no way to access our files. There was no phone notification for the jurors. We couldn't print the dockets. So that was a tough decision to make. So we were basically, as far as the justice system was concerned, out of court for a week. The biggest hurt that we suffered justice-wise was we had to continue a first-degree murder case. It's a 2-year-old case. Really disappointing. We had witnesses flying in from Hawaii, and that was a very difficult decision to make. That case has now been continued until May. But with us being out of court for a week, we have a large number of employees that work in Burke and Caldwell County. They were without power, without water. So we basically, they were off for the week. But I was very proud of our staff because of all the things that they did on their own. A number of people volunteered with Samaritan's Purse and actually went up into the western part of the state to aid in the cleanup. Others volunteered with some restaurants down here to pack food for delivery up into the western part of the state. So I was very proud of that. Very proud of Sheriff Brown in Catawba County. He took so many of his deputies for days up into Yancey County to aid in the rescue and recovery in the affected areas up there.
Yeah, our own Don Brown really stepped up there, and a lot of local folks really have stepped up and done a lot. So as far as the rescheduling of, I know you mentioned the murder case has been pushed to May. So is that process complete now, rescheduling the cases that were supposed to have been heard that week?
Yeah, it was just very disappointing and very big inconvenience, but we closed court for a year during COVID, so one week is not going to be that bad. Considering all the things that have happened in the western part of the state, and out there courts are closed for indefinitely. Yeah. So we'll come through just fine.
Well, thank you so much for the update. We appreciate all that you do, and I know that, boy, we've had these last few years, it seems like one hurdle after another. So you've had a couple of interesting terms in office so far.
Yeah, that's correct, and but this is a minor inconvenience compared to what other people are going through, so we'll be just fine.
Well, thank you, Scott Riley. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next month.
Thank you very much, Rob.
Scott Riley, the District Attorney for the 36th Prosecutorial District, which includes Catawba, Burke, and Caldwell counties, as he mentioned. He joins us each month here on WHKY News.